you check into your hotel and you start heading to your room and you're headed to the elevator and you see that room right there in the hallway and you go, whose room is that? And you're like, I wonder who you got to know to get that room. Well, you know what? That room was mine. I know. Can you believe it? It's so cool. Come on. I'll got to show you. All right. First off, don't getting all excited because just because I say it's handicap accessible doesn't mean it is. But then again, check this out. This was the view from our porch. I mean, come on, seriously, how cool is that? See now, thanks to my buddy Dave over at yourfirstvisit.net, you can see right away what the problems start out with. Starting with your entryway into the foyer. See, you enter the room from the direction the finger is pointing. I know, fancy graphics, right? Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is drop your bags, and that's in the bedroom, headed the direction the finger is now. Now, if you want to go in the bedroom, you got to move the dining room chair out of the way. Your first inclination is going to be to move the chair over here on this side of the table. But if you do that, it's going to block your way into the living room. If you can't get into the living room, you won't be able to see the fabulous view from the porch. I did tell you about the fabulous... Wait, let me show you the view at night. I know, still pretty awesome, isn't it? But I understand I'm supposed to be here to do a fair assessment as to whether these are good handicap accessible rooms or not, but you gotta admit, it is kind of cool to look over and see Disney Springs at night like this. Now, I will say we did stay here a couple of years ago and we weren't very impressed. And this time we weren't impressed, but we weren't impressed for a whole different reasons. Oh, those statues outside our window, those are summer, spring, winter, and fall. The last time we stayed in a single room with 2 queen-size beds. This time, we're staying in a one-bedroom villa. And like all of the DVC one-bedroom villas, it's got a large kitchen with a dishwasher, microwave, and a full-size refrigerator. All things I really didn't need. There was a large TV in the living room, but none of us could figure out why nothing was centered on this whole wall. It drove us nuts the whole time. And possibly the worst couch to sit on in the entire history of mankind. Now, I don't know what it's like to sleep on. It is a sleeper sofa, but we didn't need it. I hope it's better to sleep on than it is to sit on. Now, over in the bedroom, the king-size bed was fantastic. Very comfortable. There was also another TV set. Now's when we're going to start getting into it in the bathroom. If you're capable of using a bathtub, they did have a spa jet bathtub. But it is in the most awkward of locations, and part of it is behind a wall, which is going to make getting in and out very difficult. Now, this is where it's going to get ugly, because Disney took all the shortcuts they possibly could to turn an already existing shower into a handicap accessible shower by just slapping in some handrails and a shower seat. They've taken the smallest shower I've ever used, let alone on Disney property, probably in any hotel. And why am I so angry? It's billed as a roll-in shower. Now, it doesn't matter to me personally. I'm in a power chair, and I can transfer. But some people can't, and they're paying money for a roll-in shower. You know what? No. Screw it. I'm going to the pool. And the pools, yes, pools, there's 4 of them. They're the one things that Saratoga Springs has done right. Now, Congress Park and the Grandstand both have unguarded pools. There is a kiddie splash pad at the Grandstand, and they do have a refillable mug fill station there. And at both the Rocks pool and the Paddock pool, they do have 0 entry pools. And I guess there's no way around it. I'm gonna have to talk about the dinner we had at the Turf Club. Keeping with their horse track theme, there are jockey silks all over the bar area. There was a fairly long waiting line for a Thursday, although the line moved pretty quickly. I think more people were waiting for outside seating than were waiting for inside seating, because it looked pretty vacant on the inside, but we did have reservations there. I had a rather lackluster New York strip steak, and my wife couldn't even bite through the pork pop appetizers that she'd order. Now, dessert was better. They substituted apple for a blueberry in the Harvest Crisp, and Jean got a nice vanilla creme brulee, which she said was really good. Now, our other choice for eating here, well, that's the Artist Palette, which gives you your basic Disney food. See, here's what the problem is. I don't want to spend too much time on any one thing here at Saratoga Springs, because I don't want you getting the idea that I'm endorsing anything, because at Saratoga Springs, I really can't endorse anything. Yep, I know just what we need here. We need
historical background.
The brainchild of Michael Eisner, the Disney Institute opened in 1996. It was envisioned as a place to combine a vacation with self-empowerment studies like gardening classes and culinary. And it eventually began catering more to corporate getaways, things like that. Well, after the September 11th downturn, most of the Institute had been shuttered. And in 2004, although it was only 5 years old, Disney announced plans to bulldoze a quarter of the Institute to make way for 192 new timeshare units. Seems by now Disney already understood that DVC was practically a way to print money. No, we'll talk about that some other time. Now, the problem as I see it is I don't see any indicators that these places have been renovated in the past 14 years. Oh yeah, sure, they're handicap accessible, but I noticed everywhere my wheelchair normally bangs into stuff, you know, the footrest and the hand control console, well, the walls already showed a lot of wear and damage in those locations. And there is just way too much furniture in this tiny space to maneuver a wheelchair in. And back in 2004, when Disney made the announcement that they were switching to DVC, they announced that they hadn't really decided on a theme yet. And when you walk around the grounds, although it seems like mostly they've decided on the horse racing theme, a lot of times you question whether they really have or not. There's just some random stuff that doesn't seem to fit in anywhere. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but pick a theme, Disney. It is a pretty resort, but it's also large and expansive. And it's right next door to and connects to Disney Springs. Now, you can take that as a positive or a negative. That part's up to you. Now, for families with autism, there's plenty of spaces to just get away here, too. It's a nice, quiet resort. There are places to sit along the waterfront where you can enjoy it. Even off of the main store and dining area, the Artist Palette, if you just come down the hallway through the store, there's a nice, quiet area to sit down and relax. There's plenty of seating there. Usually nobody's in there. There's even places where you can plug in your laptop, things like that, with free Wi-Fi. There's even a rear exit with a ramp to go down and out the back of the building. So what do I do about summing up Saratoga Springs? For me, they're 2 for 2. I stayed there twice and both times was bad. The handicap accessible rooms aren't accessible. The roll-in showers aren't roll-in. But there was that fantastic room view. No. Forget it. Don't stay at Saratoga Springs. Unless you have to. Like, if you don't have any other choice. Emmy was just kind of wondering if you've commented and liked the video yet. And if you do like the videos, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And when you do subscribe, don't forget to click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.